Hello everyone, it is Susie and I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I have some really pretty journals today that I have been playing with, and I finally got them finished and want to share them. I can't wait for you to see these. This was such a nice change from the grunge, because I have done so many grunge journals and collage journals lately that I just was ready for a change. I still have a couple of the grunge that I'm working on that I've got to get done, but I just was ready to switch up for a little bit. This digital kit is beautiful. This is from Antique Paperie. I have mixed two kits together, and that is the Villa and the Gardens. So those are the two that I have mixed in this in these projects. I will put a description or a link to her shop in the description box, so be sure and check there if you want to go over and check out the digitals. But I'm going to start with the envelopes. Now, I did a couple of envelope gift sets again. I just wanted to do a couple more, and I wanted to put them on the white envelope. I didn't want to stain anything with the envelope. And so what I have got is I've got like a girl set 1 envelope set and a girl envelope set 2. And that's the way these will be listed in the shop. So let's start with the girl envelope set number 1. Here is the back. This kit is beautiful, just beautiful. I did white stitching on this one. You can see it there, but I have stitched in the journals. I have done a lot of stitching, but I did stitch a lot. This one here, I actually have a little bit of a double stitch on the seam binding, but just in this one. But I love this, love it. I printed on both sides here, but you can see your white stitching there just as beautiful on that tea stained paper. I did use a little bit of the age tape to just add a little bit of tape in the journal. I've mixed a little bit of pink paper and white paper and tea stained paper in these, so just made a pocket there. Here I've just used these little squares for a tab. These papers are just beautiful. Here's some more. I've just added a little bit of age tape. I didn't do a whole lot in these because when you start messing with the pockets, you do get a little thick to get in the envelope. So I've kept it mainly for journaling, and I just put a couple of pockets in it. And same way here, it's just going to have the little pink paper and the white paper there. And then here is, I love that white on that darker stained paper. So there is that. And I put a little bit of that age, because I didn't tea stain these, you still have that stickiness there. So I actually just put a piece of the age tape to cover that stickiness, and that is why I added it actually in the journal. And then here is the girl set envelope set 2, and she will have the pink dress. What I tried to do was do the pink dress on the envelope, and so she got the green dressed girl on the journal, and vice versa. Since she's green, she'll be pink on the inside. And that's kind of what I was just doing, was just trying to get you both the pink and the green dress in this one, or in these two. And I did the stitching, added some more of the tape there. Love that white thread. Here's the pocket, and just a little bit of journaling paper there. Use those for the tabs. Just love the greens and the whites. And here I stapled that on, and it runs, so if you actually wanted to tear it out, it'll be perforated from the stitching. If that's something that you wanted to do, was tear a few of the sheets out. So there is that. And here is the back. And that's about as thick as you could go on these without it just really bulging. So there are those two. Now for the journals. This one here I am calling the garden journal, because it's going to be your little bit smaller one. And still love it though. And so I use this, what looks like a little wreath is what I was wanting to do on the front of it. It has two little journals inside the front cover. And all I did, I didn't do much to these at all. I just sewed around and just put a couple of little of the things in where you could kind of journal around it if you wanted to. It's just got the various different papers in it. I've used some onion skin paper, some vintage paper that I have just in the white, but it's a little dinged from age. That's what I used in here, and the pink paper. But the little journal in the front there, I've used the round ones for the tabs here that come in the kit. Of course, I did the white stitching on everything. Used a little lace pocket. This is just some vintage lace that I had when I went thrifting, I found. This here I've got kind of a little place to journal. Just a couple of sheets in this little trifold booklet. Here is some little envelopes that came in the kit. And what I have done, and they're all identical, this is the same thing I've done in all three. I've just added a little tag from the collection, stitched around it, and put it in there. And that's basically what I did on every one of the little envelopes. So then I added one of the little glassine doilies. This is the 8-inch doily from the shop. These are so pretty. I've stitched around all the pages here. All the digital kit papers I have stitched around in both of these journals. So I did a lot of stitching in these. I've stitched around these. These are just some little bookmarks that were in the kit that you could cut out. I used some of the wallflowers from the shop. Another little round tab there. Those are just so cute. Had a couple of extras, so I added a couple of them in there as well. These I have just all draped over the page. There's a little, and I did the stitching around the envelope as well. And then here will be the little cover trifold booklet, or whatever you want to call it, in there. Like I said, they are all identical other than the, your cover photo there, cover image. Here's just a little linen pocket. There's another wallflower. I'm not sure of the colors that I have in the shop of the wallflowers. I'm not sure what's sold out and what colors I still have. This one, I take that back. It has actually a little booklet, flip book. I thought I had them all done the same. I just used some of the white seam binding And then there is another little tab. Those are so cute. And I even stitched around every tab. Every tab has been stitched around with the white thread. Here is another little bookmark. I really didn't stick anything to the page because I wanted everything to be able to be taken off for you to journal in this, except for, with the exception of the little round circles on a couple of the pages there. But everything else I really left the pages totally blank for you to do whatever you want to them. And then this will be the little booklet in here. I did do a little fancy stitching on that. And it is the little trifold booklet. And then the back will also have another little mini journal or small journal in it, where you can just go in, and this is some onion skin paper, and I actually put another, there's your two images on the onion skin paper. I have some paper also that is called onion skin, but it was super thin, almost like a tracing paper right here, and it feels just like a tracing paper, but it's supposed to be vintage onion skin paper. So that is actually, I had the original pad that it came in, and that's what was on it. So it must have just been a different weight of the onion skin paper or something. Okay, so there is the little garden journal, and I love these. I absolutely love these. I love the big glassine bags. Just absolutely love them. Now this one here is pretty thick, and of course this will be our Villa large journal. I will be sure and put the large on there. Of course, just use some linen to do the to wrap here on the spine. And now this one here, it does not have the extra journal. I've actually closed this so there's no journal or way to get on the inside of this, and I just made a faux, like it was a faux flap, and that just holds it down. And same way, every page that is the digital has been stitched completely around. So, and then here is some of that nice thin onion skin paper, but it is super thin. And that is some onion skin. There's my glass and doily. Now on these here in this book, I actually put a little wallflower on the back of it, and I put the tape to kind of where I stapled it. And then these are all the trifold as well, but they each have, of course, a different image on the front of the booklet there. Let's see. I tried to kind of straddle these out so that the bows looked like they were in different spots from the top of the book when you see it. And here is another lace, this vintage lace pocket, which is just gorgeous. Here I actually just, whoops, it's stuck down. But this here just flaps up. It was just a cutout of one of the flowers on that vintage lace. And it is actually stapled on the back. And this just is a flip-up book for you to journal in. But I had a couple of pieces. I thought, what am I going to do with that? And I just decided to make it a little flip. So here is the center glassine. And I've just added the little image there and backed it in some of that darker stained paper. And then now this one does have the journal in it, but it is just blank. I did not put anything in this journal. So it is yours to kind of fill up or maybe decorate however you'd like. It's just got the vintage paper, the pink paper, that really tracing paper kind of onion skin in it. But that one there is just yours to decorate however you would like. Let's try to get that back in there. And then here is just, I actually cut some of the paper a little different size on some of this. So, little tab. Another glassine doily. Here is another little, one of the little trifold books here. And of course it's just the trifold, and I've got the little image that looks like a wreath. And of course the little wallflower. This here I actually made out of one of those little 8-inch glassine doilies, and I just made a little pocket. I just folded it in fours. Oh, and I forgot to, on the other one, I did put some little vintage buttons. I didn't even, in this one here, it has the little vintage buttons as well in the center that I have tied. Oops. I just kind of put a couple little vintage buttons there. Anyway, I just made a little pocket is what I made with that little glassine. And then here is just a little journaling booklet. And I did actually stitch around the doily. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not in the there you go. But I did stitch around the doily. I just stitched everywhere in these books. I mean, I just stitched everywhere. This here is just a bookmark. I've used one of the spring flowers from the shop. This is the cream. Did a little fancy stitch there on the bookmark. And then another of the pocket. Did this one the same way. Just made the little flap, stapled it. And it's just a little flip book for you to journal in. And then this one will have another journal as well. And it's the same way. I've just left it basically a blank journal for you to decorate or just whatever you want to do. And then here is another little, I've put the little wallflower here on the back. And this will be the image on the little trifold booklet. And then here is another bookmark. And this one here was kind of the same way. I just wanted to leave the pages pretty much open without putting adhering a lot of anything to them. And that is just kind of what I was going for. There's some onion skin. Another little fun round tab. And then this will be the last little envelope, and this is the image on it. That just gives you a little extra room when you to write when you kind of fold it over like that. Alright, and then of course here's the back, did the same way. I just made it a faux closure there, but it is stuck down and you can kind of see the paper peering through. But anyway guys, this is the larger one and it is just, I just fell in love with this one. So anyway, like I said, all these will be listed in the shop. And guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next video.